What's going on, guys? It's your boy Worthy Prince coming at you with another first Descendant video. And before we get started, guys, have you seen how cute this cat is that I've got on my back? Oh my god. It's so cool. It's in the battle pass, and oh my god, the way he stretches his little arms. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh wow, don't know what just happened to me just then. So right, okay, what we're here for today is this Valby tank build that I'm currently running. Now, the reason why I want to make this very quick, short video for you guys today is just to show you a build you can do with Valby that's going to help you with the invasion missions. I know there's a whole bunch of you out there that are struggling with these invasion missions. I know this because even my friend Mr. Morbid Chaos is struggling with it, and he's got a maxed out Descendant, maxed out guns, and even he's still dying. Either that or he's maybe a noob. I don't know yet. But anyway, look, I know there's a whole bunch of you out there that are struggling with this, and I want you to know that if you use this build, you are going to be able to do this so much more easier, okay, guys? So this, of course, is Valby. It doesn't need to be Ultimate Valby, although I would recommend don't level up normal Valby. You might as well go and get Ultimate Valby. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Valby. Like, you could do this with other Descendants. You could do it with Ajax. He's a pretty tanky character. You could do it with Glay with a HP regen build. I mean, any Descendant you could do this with. It doesn't have to necessarily be Valby, but what I like to do with Valby is it kind of works pretty well. So yeah, we're gonna run it with Valby. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the build. So you can see here that my current HP is 8,000 and my defense is 9,000, and you're thinking to yourself, well, that's not exactly special, is it? No, it's not at all. But if we go into my Descendant module and chuck over to this gun mode, because Moist is my farming build, if we go to gun, take a look at the mods, take a screenshot. This is the build. I'll go through it in a second with you guys, but that is the build right there. So you can take a screenshot so you know exactly what mods you need to put into this to make it work. Yes, there is a lot of catalysts in it. It's not fully catalyzed out. We haven't done this bottom right one, so we can switch that out depending on what we want to do, but the rest of it is all catalyzed. So you've got a lot of work to do to get it done if you haven't done it already. But let's come out of here now. We've got this on, and take a look at the defense and take a look at the HP. 22,713. And we've also got what's it, 34,126 defense, and the defense goes up to 46,000 once the shield hits 0, and that happens pretty much all the time. So that's kind of good. In fact, this isn't fully optimized because I did have something else that I need to switch out for here, which is the bravery one over. Is it? No, it's not this one. Which one was it? I actually had another sensor here, which the volcanic, that one. That's the one. There you go. Right, there you go. That's the 23,693 HP. Yeah, so that's the HP right there. Now look, as far as the components go, I'm not doing anything with the sets. I don't need to faff around with set bonuses on this one. I just put 4 things in that work. So we've got the first one, which has got HP, double HP auxiliary power. Get that, put it in. It's really good. If you can get a gold one and a white one, like that gold and white roll, that's even better. So double HP on that. You're going to go for a HP on the volcanic sensor or any sensor. And then you've got double defense on the memory. Just get one with double defense. Look how much defense that is. That's insane. So double defense on the memory. And then you're going to go for HP on the processor. It doesn't matter which one you use. Just use anything. Just get as much defense and HP as you can. So as you can see, we ended up with 23,693, 34,126. Looking pretty good. Okay, moving on. Now, gun. Let's talk about gun very quickly. Get the Thunder Cage, all right? Yes, Thunder Cage is the best mobbing weapon in the game. You're going to want to use this with this build so you can run around and shred your enemies. And you can even do it with the bosses too, because these are not like bosses. These are like elite bosses. And the Thunder Cage will still wipe out those. If you want something with a bit more oomph to kill the boss, then you could take in a maxed out or leveled up Enduring Legacy or Greg's Reverse Fate or Nezestra's Devotion. You know, really good single target damage guns, or Python, whatever you want to bring in as a secondary for the boss if you don't like using the Thunder Cage. But the Thunder Cage will make life easy for you. There's a ton of mobs in those invasion missions, and if you use a Thunder Cage, it will wipe them out very, very quickly. And if you need a Thunder Cage build, check out my video on the channel for the best Thunder Cage build in the first Descendant. I know that's a massive claim to make, but it truly is. So go check it out. It will shred your enemies to pieces. Okay, and then going back to the build, on the components, I mean, the reactor, reactor's pretty straightforward. I mean, you don't need to worry too much about any of the skills on there or anything with the reactor. Just get a reactor that matches with your water, your dimension skills, and that will be good. If you put some water on the floor, then that way it will do it. But you're not really going to be focused on doing damage with your skills with this build. It's all about the gun. And going into that, let's go over to Descendant. Supply moisture is the Transcendent module you need for this build. So make sure you do get this. And when you put water on the floor, it's going to increase your crit rate by 20%, which is quite a lot. And if you've got crit rate mod increases on here as well, it'll increase it even more. And I'll demonstrate that in just a moment very quickly for you. But supply moisture is how this whole build works for the gun build for Valby. And then when you can see, we've gone in for a whole bunch of defense and HP. We've got increased HP. We've got stim accelerant for more HP. We've got increased defense. We've also got spear and shield for increased defense, defense, HP, and iron will. This is POG. When your shield hits 0, defense 128%. That takes it up to like 46,000 once we start taking damage. And then the rest of this stuff is kind of like, whatever. We've got HP on that one, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Time distribution. This one's really important because it's got some extra HP as well. So we put everything in that had HP. And then the rest of this stuff, I mean, I got fusion skill power modifier. I mean, I've got that in because it basically makes like bubble bullet do a little bit more damage. And I mean, I use bubble bullet to put water down in front of me when I'm about to shoot the gun. So if the water goes on the enemy, and then it'll do a little bit more damage. So I put that in for a bit more extra damage. Same goes for front lines, extra skill critical hit damage and stuff, which is kind of nice. Multi-talented is kind of good because when we activate this, it's a fusion skill. And if I do activate this, it's a dimension skill. And this one's dimension as well. That's if I do decide to use any of the skills. And if you do this, you know, if you use dimension, skill cooldown reduces for 5 seconds. Fusion skill, the cost is reduced as well. So look, when using a fusion active skill, the skill cost is minus 6.1, which means it actually costs me less to activate my bubble bullet, which means I can use it more, which keeps the water on the floor, which means I've got more crit rate and I can do more damage. So that's how that works. So yeah, it's pretty good. And then you've got this one here, just the last one I put in, which is frugal mindset, which is giving me a bit of extra skill effect range. The only reason I put that in was for the skill effect range. That way I can put the water down and it spreads a bit in a nice area, so I can actually have a nice area to move about in and fight against the enemies. But that's basically the explanation for all the mods. That's how it all works. It's really, really good. That's the build. Go build it, and then you shouldn't have any problem in smashing the crap out of those invasion missions, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and show you a little test in the lab. Now, if you wanna see this in action, me using this build actually in an infiltration mission on the invasion stuff, then you can check out the VODs that's on the channel right now. Even though I'm posting videos on this channel, we are also live streaming on YouTube on this channel daily, doing First Descendant and other games. I don't stream over on Twitch. I stream right here on this channel on YouTube. So if you're interested in hanging out with me and the rest of my community when we're doing First Descendant live streams or any other game live streams for that matter, then do smash that subscribe button. And of course, I guess hit the like button on this video as well. But yeah, it'd be great to see some of you guys coming over on the live stream. So yeah, please do bear that in mind. Anyway, look, let's check this out. So this is the Thunder Cage. This is an enemy. And we're going to show you how this works. So you can see right now the Thunder Cage has got a total of 33.36% firearm critical hit rate. It's actually pretty good because my build is actually kind of solid. It's got over seven times critical hit damage as well, which is really nice. But that 33%, what we can do here is if we go ahead and put the water down, there it goes, and then take another look, you can see here that we have got 66.7% crit rate. Means that pretty much every single bullet we fire out is going to be a crit almost. Look at that. Look at those orange numbers. It's beautiful. So that's kind of how that all works, and that's why it's really good. And generally speaking, I found that in the invasion missions, I haven't really needed to worry even too much about putting the water down on the floor and shooting the enemies. The only time I really do it is when I've got to fight the boss at the end and I need to do max damage, and I can, generally speaking, most times wipe out the boss on a single run rather than having to redo the mechanic a second time. I've done that with the Thunder Cage. It's easier to do it with like Enduring Legacy or a more powerful single like target gun. So you play around with it and do what's more comfortable for you. But this is the Valby build. This is Valby tank. 23,000 HP, 34,000 defense, and like I said, it goes up to about 46,000 when our shield goes down to 0. It's an insanely tanky build, and I hope it helps you guys to do the invasion missions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hopefully I'll see you guys in future live streams and videos, but until then, you know how this next bit's gonna go. Stay safe, everyone, and of course, peace out.